What's going on, YouTube? Team G Sale back with another pickup video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been a couple weeks. I'm now at 220 subscribers, and it is time, of course, for the free video game giveaway. So once again, what I'd like you to do is keep an eye on this video till the end. At the end of the video, I'm going to show the randomizer. And I'm going to show which of the 67 people who commented on my previous video won the game of their choice. I will then contact that person. So if your name is called, please comment below with your contact information so I can message you and we can arrange for the game to get to you. And if I don't hear back from that person I'll give them at least a week. I'll go to the next person on the randomizer list. But again, watch the video through, and then at the end, take a look at the randomizer, and we'll go from there. It was an insane week for pickups. I haven't had this many in a long time. In fact, when I was totaling up the value of what I got today, it was over $1,000, and I don't know if I've ever had that before. Couple disclaimers before we get into this. Number one, I'm guessing it has to do with the quarantine, but everything I knew about video game prices is over. I throw it out the window. Games that I used to be able to not even get $2 to $3 for are now selling for $15 to $20. So while that $1,000 figure looks high, it is high, and it's based on the fact that this is what video game price charting is saying. These are what eBay sold listings are going for. This is why this is happening right now. But without further ado, let's jump into non-video game pickups. There's quite a few this week. We're going to start with books. I ended up getting all of these books from a little thrift store here called Mission or Bible Mission Thrift Store. And I went there to look around. Wasn't much there. Every thrift store is now open here in Winnipeg, so it's relatively simple to go to them. There's usually no lineups. They just get you to sanitize before you go in. I'm wearing a mask and gloves because I just want to keep extra safe, I guess. But all of these books were priced at $1. There. And the first one is Garfield in the Mood for Food. So this is one book I don't have. And then I got these are Heathcliff books. Now, if you don't know Heathcliff, kind of like Garfield, very similar in style and stuff, but not nearly as popular. So the first one is Sweet Savage Heathcliff. I do like Heathcliff stuff, so that's why I picked it up. Heathcliff Feast. The values of these are not very much. Most of them are worth very much. Heathcliff Play-by-Play. And lastly, Heathcliff Rockin' and Rollin'. But I mean, for $1 each, they're cool. I'll add them to my book collection. So that's that. And lastly, I was able to make some contact with a local collector / seller named Chris. And Chris and I had made a deal with him before, but he started responding to some of my ads, and we started talking, and we had a good rapport going, and Chris and I actually I not only did I buy some stuff from him this week, but we went in on a lot together, which we'll talk about later on in the video. He saw in one of my previous videos that my kids like Rugrats, so he gave me this book for free. It's A Day in the Life of Tommy, Rugrats book, so thank you, Chris. This is awesome. My kids do love the Rugrats stuff. Continuing with non-video game pickups, next up is a board game, or a puzzle, sorry. And I'm sorry, I have so much stuff today, I'm going to be reaching a little bit here. This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 100-piece Turtle Van puzzle. I got this from Goodwill. The price is up there in the corner. Might be kind of hard to see, but it was $1. And I did count it. They also put complete, but I counted it. It was 100% complete. Turtles puzzles actually do hold some value, and I don't really collect them, but I often trade them. Next up is also from... These three items here are from Chris. So he sold me all of these. These two VHSs, this one cassette tape, and also a video game item, all for $15. The first one was a VHS copy of Return of the King. I do not own this version. It's the same movie, it just has a different cover art. So I was kind of happy to get this. He also had The Hobbit, again, same cover art I don't have. And lastly, he gave me a tape of Salt and Pepper, the remix of Let's Talk About Sex. So add that to the collection. More VHSs this week. These were all from Goodwill. Goodwill charges 50 cents each for their VHSs. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Heroes in a Half Shell. 50 cents. I got the DuckTales Seafaring Sailors for 50 cents. I love these kids' VHSs. I tell you. Power Rangers No Clowning Around. And lastly, a really, really good movie starring Johnny Depp, Sleepy Hollow. This movie creeped me out as a younger person, and I still enjoy it today. So added those to the collection. And 2 more VHSs. These ones were from Value Village. They were $2 each. I don't normally like spending $2 on VHSs, but when you see a Nightmare on Elm Street one, you gotta buy it. These hold their value quite a bit, and they're very collectible and tradable. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street. And I saw this there. I've actually been recently rewatching this show on Amazon Prime, and it's a lot funnier than I remember, and that's Alf, but this is the Alf Files. Never watched it, but I'll take a look at it for sure. Last for non-video game pickups is board games. Actually, there's some toys too. As you guys probably do know, I'm a big Peanuts collector, and somebody on Marketplace had these 4 older McDonald's toys for $5 for the 4 of them. So I got the Charlie Brown and the train there. I got Lucy in a fire truck, it looks like. I got Snoopy in his Red Baron, or his sock with camel, sorry, I should say. And lastly, I got Tweety in a little race car. That was cool. I like these toys. I'll just put them on display in my game room somewhere. Now, board games. The first one was a Winnie the Pooh Gigantics game. And if you follow my channel, you know that I picked these up quite a bit. They had them for almost every franchise. They were a Canadian company. And this one actually was $2 at Goodwill. And the game is 100% complete. So, add Winnie the Pooh Gigantics to the collection. This game was at MCC Thrift Store for $1.50. They had a lot of board games. And this game is called Blarney by Mattel. I've never played this game. It's 100% complete. Looks interesting. Again, $1.50. Also at MCC, this one was 50 cents. And this is a game called Touché. I own this game already, but my copy is beat to garbage. It's ripped and stained and crushed, so this one is in much better condition. The Honey Nut Cheerios Spelling Bee game. Again, also at the MCC store. And I believe, yep, $1.50. 100% complete. More of a game for the kids. And lastly, one that actually has some value. Also, $1.50 at the MCC Thrift Store, and that's the Donald Trump game. There's 2 different versions. I had another one that's harder to sell. This one's much more collectible. So, since he's been president, their actually value's gone up quite a bit. Right around when he won the election, they were selling for like $60-70 bucks. Games are all complete. Otherwise, guys, that's it for non-video game pickups. Let's jump into the big one today, and that's video game pickups. Now, there's a lot here, and I'll try my best to get through them. First one was $5.99 at Value Village, and that is a little handheld console called Fabulous Fred, complete in the box. Tested and works. I know nothing about this. It looks like there's a baseball game and some other games on it, but whatever. It's a little handheld game, and the price was right for me. Got this as part of that trade with Chris for $15, and that was the Nintendo Power Kirby 64, one I didn't have. So add that to the Nintendo Power collection. Okay, also part of the trade with Chris for that $15, he threw in a Super Nintendo, which he said doesn't work. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but I normally am able to get these working, so hopefully I can, and then it might be worth bundling up and selling. Just a couple other random buys. Value Village for $3.99. I picked up Siphon Filter Logan Shadow for the PlayStation 2. And for $5, right there at Goodwill, I got Solitaire Poker for the Sega Game Gear. to the collection. Now, seeing, okay, so we'll do these two here. I made a trade with my friend Justin at Retro Detective. Really good guy to deal with. I've mentioned him before. I'll put up his information here if you want to contact him. He had two games that I had seen at a previous convention, and he had them priced at $40 and $30. That's $70. And we worked out a deal to go $65. And I traded him. I ended up doing a few sales. I sold a copy of Mario Party 10 that I posted in a previous video, and a copy of Just Dance 2015. And I sold those for $50 for both of them. And then I threw in $15 of my own money. So give or take, these were about $17 each. The first one was Earthworm Jim. Absolutely love Earthworm Jim. We had this as a kid. I wanted it back in the collection. It's one of the final Super Nintendo games that I wanted, and this was also one of those games too, which was Zombies Ate My Neighbors. So $17 each for these is a totally a fair price to pay with the sales that I made. And now my Super Nintendo list is down to 5 final games: Ranma Half Hard Battle, Star Fox, Mega Man X, Secret of Evermore, and Virtual Bart. And yes, I've seen Star Fox and Mega Man X many times. I just want them at a certain price point. This game was on Kijiji, and my cousin Neil messaged me and said, it's a really good price. Like, he had a big lot of Super Nintendo games. Most were overpriced, but this one was actually, must have missed out on it. So for $10, I got Saturday Night Slam Masters, and I got it with the manual. So for $10, that was a totally fair deal, considering what it's going for now. So I picked that up for $10. This guy here, my wife and I made a little jaunt down to Winkler, and this was at a game store there. They actually have a video game store, and the name is slipping my head. I accidentally ripped the label, but for $5 I got NBA Jam 2000. This game's actually gone up quite a bit. So for $5, definitely add that to the collection. Now, I think we're ready for the rest of these things. So, I made a post. I don't live in Winnipeg. I live in a small town, which is a suburb of Winnipeg, about 20-25 minutes away from the city. And we have a local group, and every year I put a big post saying, hey, I'm a local collector. If you guys are cleaning out your stuff, you have any video games, let me know. Well, I ended up getting 3 messages this time around, and they all turned into deals, one of them into a large deal. Now, the first one, the guy messaged me, he said, I have these Xbox 360 games, give me $5 for all 3. I said, sure, why not? So these worked out to about $1.50 each. The first one, nothing fantastic here, but Driver San Francisco, just added to my 360 collection. It's complete in the case. And these games actually have gone up in value. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13. I was surprised what these were selling for. I actually had to check eBay because didn't really believe it. It's got the manual there, even though it's a little card in front. And lastly, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 10. $1.50 each. I don't mind paying $1.50 even for sports games. Anything more. This one's missing the manual, but again, not a big deal. It'll just get added to the 360 collection. Now, the next person that messaged me lived actually not in my town, but close, and sent me a picture of a whole bunch of games. I had a lot of them already. I said, there was 2 N64 games I wanted, and then I said I might be interested in the PS2 games, depending on the price. He said, tell you what, give me $30 for everything. So I did the math here. It was 80 cents a game. So for 80 cents, I got all of these games, and I'm going to go through them really quick, and I'll just post sort of prices as we go through. But Mission Impossible for the N64, I did not have this one, but for 80 cents, I'll take it. This one, I didn't notice the label until I actually got there, but it's Top Gear Rally with the ripped label. But again, 80 cents, totally worth it. Okay, I'm going to try to go through these PS2 titles. Only one of them was a double. The rest, I needed them all. Madagascar. And they're all complete in the case, so I'm not going to bother going through them all. Spider-Man 3. And it's amazing what some of these are going for. Like, a lot more than I would have thought. Gran Turismo 4. Like, really good games overall. Like, there are a couple sports titles in here, and some titles I don't care about, but Secret Saturdays. But for 80 cents a game, hard to pass it up. The Getaway. This was an accident. I didn't want this because I already own it, but he threw it in there, and that's Fusion Frenzy for the Xbox. But whatever. I'll just trade it or something. There's lots here, guys. I'll try to go quick. Bully. State of Emergency. Actually, some fun games in here that I'm actually going to play. None of these are probably going to get traded except for the one double I have. Golden Compass. I'm going to add all these to my very, very small PS2 collection. Killzone. We got World Championship Poker 2. We have Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. This was a cool one. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Actually, I'm really looking forward to trying this one out. A couple sports titles. Madden 05. Whatever. You're always going to find some sports titles. 80 cents, though. Maximo Ghost to Glory. Conflict Desert Storm 2, Back to Baghdad. And NHL 2003. There's more. That was just about half of them. Here's the one double that I had, and that's Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Chris I was talking about actually doesn't have this, so I'm going to give it to him. 187, Ride or Die. Total Overdose, A Gunslinger's Tale in Mexico. This one looks really good, actually. A lot of these games I never played because I kind of skipped the PS2. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I know most of these were ported to the Wii as well, but I haven't played all of them yet. Resident Evil 4. And often the Wii versions aren't great, in my personal opinion, compared to the Xbox 360 or PS2. Goblin Commander. Trigger Man. Again, all of these are complete. Some had some small scratches, but nothing major. Dead to Rights 2. The Hustle, Detroit Streets. And The Great Escape. And the last little batch here, Mercenaries, Playground of Destruction. Funny, I saw this recently at Value Village for $3.99. I was going to buy it, but hey, I just got it for 80 cents. The Incredibles. We got Rygar. Spyro, A New Beginning. I don't know what's going on with these games, but the prices are insane right now for these. Sims 2 Castaways. I could not believe that. I had to actually check sold listings, and yeah, that's what some of them are selling for. Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain. Pinball Hall of Fame, the Gottlieb Collection. This game is actually uncommon for the Wii, pretty common for the PS2. And last but not least, another one that's gone up, The Sims 2. So there you go. Now, that was a great deal, so really, really happy to pick that up. Now, the last deal was the big one. Now, I got a message from a woman in the local group I'm in. She said, hey, my husband and I have boxes of games. We're moving. We want them gone. Come take a look. Make us an offer. I realized right away from the pictures I had dealt with this gentleman before. Last summer, he had a garage sale. A lot of his stuff was very high priced. But hey, they're moving. So I went down there, took a look at everything. I'll show some pictures here in the vids. And I wanted it. And it's because I had almost everything in there. Except for there were a few things I really wanted. So he says, make me an offer. I said 150. He said 200. I said, let me think about it. I messaged a few friends to see if they wanted to go half. They said no. I was talking to Chris here in town. He said, let me go down with you. I'll take a look. And he said, I'm very happy going half. We paid the gentleman $100 and we split the lot. He got more of it, but honestly, I had a lot of what he had already and I didn't care. What I ended up getting from this lot was great. And it included an NES complete with everything with Super Mario Brothers, which I sold for $90. Yes, $90. And I had about 18 people wanting it. It was a fight for it. I had one woman offer me $100, but I had already made an agreement for $90. So I have $10 into everything else here because I made my money back. And Chris also made his money back because one of the N64s he got already sold for $80. So he's pretty much made his money back too. So for me, what I took from the lot, and each one of these is essentially worth $1. There's some random Xbox titles that I needed for my collection, including Juiced. Getting Up. 25 to Life. These are all complete in the case, all in relatively good condition. And these were $1 each. Full Spectrum Warrior. IHRA Professional Drag Racing 2005. Too bad it wasn't a Sportsman edition. And lastly, a really good game, and gone up in value a bit, Destroy All Humans. Now, in addition to that, I also kept an NES cleaning kit. Kind of cool. Don't have one of these. I ended up getting a copy of Popeye for the ColecoVision complete in the box, because I didn't have it. I also ended up getting an Atari 2600 6-switch. I have a 4-switch, but now I have a 6-switch. I cleaned it up, it's in relatively good shape, and it works. Now here are the really good finds out of that lot. The first one I got was Diddy Kong Racing. This game's gone up, I'm surprised. It's about a $35 game now. I got Donkey Kong 64. Routinely selling for $50 now, if you can believe that. And the big one that I wanted was a NES Action Set box. Yes, I have it now in my collection in extremely good condition. And I paid $1. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Sorry, I banged the camera there. Hopefully it's still straight. I am thrilled with my pickups, and as usual, I will post at the bottom here a total of what I paid and what the estimated value is based on current price charting and eBay sold listings. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Please comment below if you have anything you'd like to say. Things you might want to see, anything like that. And don't forget to smash that like button. I want this channel to keep growing so I can do a 300 subscriber getaway in 80 more subscribers. All right, everyone, it is time for the video game draw. I know everyone's been waiting for this who's probably watching this video. It was really, really fun to do this, and I really hope to do it again at 300. You know what? I like to give back. These are games that I often find for cheap, and I don't mind, passing along the savings to people who are following the channel and supporting me. So keep doing this and sharing this with your friends and letting everybody know. So what I did is I took a list, and I'll be posting pictures here for everybody to see. And I took a list of all, I believe it was 68 or 69 or maybe 70 people who commented. And what I did is I entered them in a randomizer on random.org, and I randomized the list. And of course it came up with a list of people. And the winner, and again, I'm on the side here, by the way, I'm going to be showing that I entered everybody's name just so you can see that everyone was entered. And if I did miss your name, I am so sorry and I apologize. This is, again, I don't get paid to do this, so this is a lot of my own time just in between work and other things and family where I'm entering people's names in. And so if your name's not on there, I sincerely apologize. I really tried to make sure I got everybody in there. And but either way, and again, take a look here, you'll see everybody's name, but the winner was KMD Baby, who is the winner of this round. I will be reaching out to you and letting you know about your win and which game you'd like to pick. Now, if I don't hear back from the YouTube user KMD Baby, then I will go to the second person on the list and third and so on. But again, thanks for all of you who jumped into this, who watched my video, who commented on it, who got your name entered in the free game draw, and you will be definitely entered in the ones to come. Hopefully, I'm already maybe about 70 something away from 300. It's not that far away, and get some more subscribers, and I'll be doing another game giveaway at that time. Once again, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I know it's been a little bit slow lately, but I do have a ton of videos coming in the next few weeks. I'm done work in 2 weeks, and I'll have 2 months of garage sailing and other things to do. So once again, have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye now.